Hello dear students, my name is Ankita and I am teaching as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Bachelor's of Computer Application at St. Andrews Institute of Technology Management, Gurugram. So I again welcome all of you to the online lecture series of object-oriented programming using C++, and in today's video we are going to learn about friend functions, pure virtual functions and abstract classes. In our previous video, we studied about method overriding, late binding. Polymorphism is of two types, compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism is also known as late binding, or you can say dynamic binding. Uh, so method overriding says that when in the case of inheritance we have same name function in base and derived both the classes, and when we create object of derived class, then and when we call same name function with the help of object of derived class, then which function definition will be called. So base class function usually overrides your derived class function, so that is known as method overriding. We try to resolve the method overriding by using base class pointers and by creating separate object for base class and derived class. So virtual function is another concept to resolve this method overriding. So by adding the keyword virtual in front of the base class definition, base class function definition, we can stop that function to get overrided again and again. So when we create uh, when we create derived class object and call that same name function, so it will bypass the virtual function which we have made virtual in the base class, so it will display the value of the derived class. So from this video we are going to we will be able to answer the questions like what are the friend functions, and what are the abstract classes, how they are different from the normal classes, and what are the pure virtual functions. So we will go through with the various examples also. So at the end of the at the end of this video you will be having answers of these questions with you. Okay, so let us proceed. What is friend function? So friend function is another concept in object oriented programming. We all know that data hiding is the main objective of object oriented programming in data encapsulation. So it stops the non member function to have access of the private data or protected data, because public data members are always or are anywhere accessible, but private data and protected data are not accessible everywhere in other than the program, other than the class. So any non-member function cannot have the access of the private and the protected data of your own class, but if we try to do so, this may lead to writing long or the complex programs. If you try to give access of the private data to the other function, then you have to write the extraordinary code for that. So C++ provided a mechanism by which we can give access of private and protected data members to the non-member functions. So there are two types of function, member function and non-member function. The function which is defined inside the class, they are known as member function, and non-member functions are those functions which are not defined inside the class, or you can say which are not part of the class scope. So with the help of friend functions or friend keyword, we can have such feature of OOP that we can give access of the private and protected data members to the outside function. But a known member function in that case should be made as friend, so only in that case it can have access of private data members. So we will see some features of friend function, like any non-member function can be made friend to the class obviously, and if a function is defined as a function as a friend function, then the private and protected data member of the class can be accessed using that friend function. And when we write a keyword friend in front of the function declaration, then compiler knows that this function is uh, is having the right to have access of the private data, wherein we are uh, private data of the class wherein we are creating that or declaring that friend function. Because it is a non-member function, so definition will be written outside of the class body obviously, but Declaration you can write in the public as well as in the private section. It will not change the meaning of your friend function. Means you can write the friend function declaration inside public section or in private section. It will not make any difference, but its definition will be always outside the body of the class. Okay, because it is a non-member function, so definition will be outside the scope of the class, but declaration should be inside the scope of the class. Okay, so friend function declaration will start with a keyword. Only with that keyword compiler will be able to know that this function is a friend to the class. Okay, so it has the right to access all the private and protected data members of the class, and we can make a function or a member function of the other class or a complete class as a friend. Okay, so this goes the declaration of your friend function. Inside the class you have to write this declaration by adding the friend keyword here, then return type, then function name, and then the arguments, list of arguments. This is the declaration portion. You can define it in the public section or private section, hardly makes any difference. This is the style to write the definition. Return type will be there, no friend keyword will be there in definition, function name, and then arguments. Okay, so in this section you have to provide the logic to perform whatever this function wants to perform on private and the protected data of this particular class. Okay, we will see this with the help of example. We have taken a class box. So width is a variable of type double. Friend function is having we are having friend function name with name print width, and in friend function we have passed object as argument. So friend function, because they access the private and protected data members of the class, so objects as argument are always passed in friend functions. Okay, this is the class member function set width. So we have written the definition for set width outside the class using scope resolution operator, which is just assigning some value to the width data member, and this print width is a friend function, so it will not use any scope resolution operator or not the keyword friend. So this should be comment like this. So this is not a member of the class, that's why we have written it outside the class. Okay, so what it is doing, it is displaying the value of, it is showing the value what we have given as the input via set width function. It is just displaying that private data member of your class. So this is the private data members. Even if we do not define any any access modifier, the data members are the private by default. So this function is just showing the or displaying the value of your box width. Okay, so remember, because we are giving access of our private data to the friend function, so inside the friend function definition dot membership operator will be used. So there should be one object as argument so that we can access the private data of the class. Okay, so this is the private data of the class. Next is in main function we have created one object as box. So with the help of box we called set width function to set the value as 10.0. Then friend function are never called with the help of any object, so we have not written here like this because this is not feasible, as this is not a member function, this is the non-member function which we have made as friend, so this will not work. So we will remove it, and it is called as the normal functions. Okay, so just function name and the function brackets. Okay, so this was the simple example. There are three ways to use the friend keyword. We can make a function as a friend, we can make one non-member function which has made as a friend in two different classes or three different classes. So we will see all these three types with the examples also. Okay, so let me just mention here. A friend can be a function. Okay, a friend can be a non-member function. I hope you understand what I mean by non-member and member functions. Non-member functions are those functions which are not part of any class. A friend can be a class, or we can make a whole class as a friend. So I have explained these 3 points with the help of examples. So first of all, friend function, we have already seen the example. This is also the example of friend function, this complete program. So the distance class is having data member as meter. This distance is the constructor, default constructor. You can say we have used this initializer list also to assign the value as 0 to it, to the data member meter. This is the function declaration. I will add word declaration here. Try to add as many comments as you can in your program, so it will be more expressive. So this is the declaration. Here I have in the declaration we can just pass the type, whereas you need not to mention the variable. But if you want to mention the variable, then it is okay. Okay, it is optional to mention the variable, but type should be there. So object as argument has been passed. So add 5 is the function name, int is the return type, and friend is the keyword. So this friend function definition is the outside of the class. So what it is doing, it is adding 5 to the object of our class distance. So this statement you can also write as d dot m e e t e r plus 5. Okay, so that was, I expanded that this particular expression, d meter is equal to d dot meter plus 5. So we are adding 5 into existing data member of the class. So in main function we have created object d, and distance to call the add 5 function, which is a friend function, we need not to use the object or the dot membership operator. It will be called as a normal function. So second type is when a non-member function is a friend for 2 different classes, or those classes which are not related with each other, and this function may add the object of 2 different classes, may subtract the objects of 2 different classes. So here we will see how the friend function will be using the 2 different objects of 2 different classes to add those objects. Okay, so this is called the forward declaration, because if we are, see here we are going to use the private members of B as well as A via some non-member function. So add is a non-member function which neither belongs to A nor belongs to B. So that's why forward declaration is required, because this add function will be taking 2 objects as arguments, and those object, one belongs to class A and one belongs to class B. So B declaration must be there, so that when we add this declaration in class A, so compiler will not generate any error. If we do not provide the forward declaration, compiler will state some errors here, that we haven't declared class B yet, but we are passing it as the argument in the friend function. So that's why forward declaration is required. So after this forward declaration, you will write the body of class A. This is the private data member number A. This is the constructor. With the help of initializer list, we have assigned value 12 to number A. So this is the friend function declaration, this line, and this scope of class A ends. Class A scope ends. Okay. So next comes the class B. It is the private data members. Even if you do not write private here, it will be by default private. Then in public section we have created one constructor with the help of initializer list. This is again because we are using a non-member function as a friend to two different classes. So declaration will come in both the classes, class A as well as class B. Class A was here and class B declaration is here. Now comes the definition of this friend function. So this friend function have taken these 2 objects, or the data members, private data members of these 2 classes, to add the 2 objects. Okay, so we will just return, because integer is the return type here, it will just return object a dot num a is plus, because we have created 2 objects, object A and object B, and it will return just the addition. So this is very simple. You will create object of A and then B, and then you will call this particular function directly without dot membership operator. So add. So in directly in cout statement you can just call this function, it will return you the output. Okay, so see, I have not mentioned the output here, so I expect each of you to execute your program and then write the output in your own notebooks. Okay, so third type is friend class. How we can make a function, a whole class as a friend. So here we have, so here we have class B and class A. There are two separate classes. Okay, sorry. Friend class concept says that a whole class can be made as friend with the another class. So here we have class B and this is class A. So this is not a forward declaration, but this is the a standalone class. It can have its own body here. Okay, so we have made class B as friend in class A. So class B is a friend of class A. So by doing so, by making class B as a friend, the every member function of class B and every member every data member which has made as private, that can be accessible inside the class A. Okay, so here are some points which you should remember while uh, using the friend functions. So friend should be used only for the limited purpose. Having too many functions or the external classes declared as friend can violate the encapsulation of the separate classes. So we should also we should also take care that we cannot give all the non-member functions access to our private data. So it will violate the encapsulation concept. Friendship is not mutual. It says that if a class A is friend of B, then it doesn't mean that B will become friend of class A. In return, it will become friend of class A. That will not happen. And friendship is not inherited. Obviously, that doesn't belong. The function definition doesn't belong to the class scope. So it is, it cannot be inherited. Okay, so the concept of friend is not available in Java. Here we have one more example of a friend class. So here we have class A. This is the definition of your class. From here to here, this is the complete definition of your class A. Then friend class B, we have as the friend function we have to declare a class as friend also, like by adding the friend keyword in front of the class B. So this is the class B definition. For body of the class B starts from here. Okay, so now very carefully have a look that B is having a function called show A, which is having object as argument of class A. So because we have made class B as friend of class A, so we can use its private data by creating the objects of class A in the class B. Okay, so we have written friend class B here, so it will give all the access of its private data to this class B. So that's why we can pass here the object as argument. So this will obviously work very fine. Okay, so since B is the friend of A, it can access private data members of the A. So we have just displayed the output of class A. This is just a message, and x dot A will display x is the object, A is the data member of class A. It will display the value of that data member. Okay, so there are some points also which we have seen that you should create only those functions as friend which you feel that they definitely require the object or the data or the private data members of your class to perform some operation. If you give access of every private member to every other function, non-member function, that it can violate the concept of encapsulation. Okay, so programmer should keep in mind that while making a friend or a class as a function as a friend. So next is the topic pure virtual functions and the abstract classes. We all have seen virtual functions. There is many differences between virtual functions and pure virtual functions. As I told you in the previous video that whenever we create any virtual function in our program, though it creates compiler creates a virtual table for that particular virtual function. Virtual pointer will be set. Okay, so virtual pointer is known as VPTR in that case. So compiler handle the virtual functions by maintaining such v table virtual tables, or by uh, the help, or by the VPTR pointer, it is able to scroll inside, scroll up and down inside the v table. So pure virtual functions are different from virtual functions. Pure virtual functions, they do not have any definition. Whenever we do not know that what definition should a function include, such functions are made pure virtual functions. Okay, when we are writing our base class definition, we may not know that what implementation should be given to the function inside the base class. So such base classes are known as abstract classes, and pure virtual functions are always declared inside the abstract classes but not in the normal classes. Whatever class will be having a pure virtual function, it will automatically become an abstract class. Okay, so consider the example of area. Like a base class is having a function area, and which should calculate the area of circle one time and the rectangle another time and the triangle at the end. So in the base class we can provide the pure virtual function as area. So each derived class can have their own definition. So if we have derived class circle, it will have its own definition to calculate the pi r square. If we have a square as the derived class, then it will calculate the area by applying its own logic, by multiplying its sides. Okay, so consider the example of animal also. That animal class, they do not have the implementation of move. So move can be made as a function, assuming that all the animals can move, but the animals must know how to move. So we cannot create object of the abstract classes. Yes, this is the most important point. Abstract classes never have any object, or we cannot create the objects of the abstract classes. Okay, so a abstract class which will definitely be having a pure virtual function. We will see how we are going to create a pure virtual function with the help of example. For now, look at this syntax here. Virtual is the keyword, and return type that function name, that argument list, that is set to 0. So pure virtual function is always declared but not defined. Any class which will be having a pure virtual function will be known as abstract class. Okay, so this concept I was declaring that I have the base class as, I have class as base. Okay, so here in base class we can have virtual, then return type, then function name area. Okay, this is the, yes, this is the abstract class. This, in this case, base became abstract class, and this is having one pure virtual function which we declared as 0. So pure virtual function do not have definition. So when I derive another class like circle from base class, then this derived class should have the definition of area function. Okay, so what I mean here, you also. Okay, so this pure virtual function can have parameters as well as without parameters, it can be there. So the scenario is this, that we are having a base class, but in base class we do not know what to be included inside the implementation of this function, and we have created one circle class from base, and this derived class must implement or must define this particular function area. So whenever we have any another class like class rectangle, then rectangle class will also have its own definition. Okay, so it becomes the rule that they should define this function. Okay, int then area. So in this particular function it will perform its own its own logic for or to calculate the area of rectangle, and in this area function it will perform this logic. So the base class have only provided the name of the function, and you have to write the definition according to your functionality, like circle will perform circle, area of circle, rectangle will perform area of rectangle. So abstract classes and virtual pure virtual functions works like this. Okay, so we will make point here. Okay, so we will see the example also. First of all, look at these points. The class which has at least one pure virtual function, that is called abstract class. A normal class, if it will be having pure virtual function, it will become abstract classes. We can never instantiate the abstract class, because, or you can say that we cannot create object of the abstract classes. So this is because we know that an entry is made for the virtual function in the v table. So as soon as we create any virtual function or pure virtual function inside our class, so a v table is maintained by the compiler. Okay, but in case of virtual functions, pure virtual functions, this entry is without any address. See, virtual function, when we create virtual function, they will be having address which will be pointed out with the help of vptr, we saw in the previous video. But when we create a pure virtual function, it doesn't have any address. Okay, because we have not defined that function, it will not have any address, thus rendering it incomplete. So this becomes incomplete, and so the compiler could not allow creating an object for the class. That's why we cannot create object of the abstract classes, because the vtable entry is empty. See, virtual function, when virtual function will be created, virtual function will be having a vptr pointer underscore vptr to point to v table. But when we create any pure virtual function, because we are not having any definition inside this pure virtual function, it will not have vptr or any pointer to point to the v table. That's why we cannot create the object of your abstract class. Okay, the vptr is absent here, that's why the v table will be empty, and we cannot create the object of that class, which class is having this particular pure virtual function. Okay, so look at the example. This is class base abstract, this is the pure virtual function with the name print. This is the derived class, and this is the print function definition, and this is main function wherein we have created one object of base class. So it will generate compile time error, obviously. So base was having one, base underscore abstract was having one pure virtual function. So compiler will create an error here. It will say that you cannot create object of the abstract class, or we cannot create the pointer, class pointer, base class pointer. Oh, sorry, we can create. See, abstract class concept, abstract class object can be created using pointers only, pointers and reference. We cannot create normal objects of the base class, abstract base classes. Okay, so one more important point, if somehow this class derived fails to define this particular definition here of void print, then automatically it will also become abstract class. See, because it is not having any definition of this pure virtual function, so pure virtual function was inherited as it is in the derived class, so it will become abstract class. Derived will also become abstract class in this case, if this do not define the definition for the pure virtual function. So this definition of pure virtual function must be there in the derived classes. Okay. And this is the object for the derived class D, and we are passing derived D object reference as the as address to the base class pointer, and with the help of base class pointer we are able to display the value by calling print. So print will be called with the help of pointer using arrow operator. Okay, so second example says that this is class base and it is having one an abstract class can have as many data members as it wants, but there must be a one pure virtual function in this manner. This getX is another function. Class derived is derived from the class base. Okay, it says that whatever properties a base class is having, it will derive all the properties from the base class. So it should also implement the fun function, which is pure virtual function in the base class. So if it fails to do so, if we do not define this particular function here, then derived class will also become abstract class. In main function derived D will be created. So if it also becomes abstract class, if we do not define this particular, so this statement will generate an error also. Okay, so this statement will generate an error. So features, as far as features of abstract class is concerned, a class is abstract if it has at least one pure virtual function. Keep this in mind. If you see a virtual function inside any class, that class is an abstract class but not a normal class. And we cannot create object of the abstract classes. Although we cannot instantiate abstract classes, we can always create pointers or the reference to these classes. And look at the example below, which is defining this particular point. So here we have one class base and one pure virtual function. This is derived class. This is defining the body of the show function, which is a pure virtual function in base. So by creating the base class pointer, we can create the pointer object of your abstract class in this manner. Either you can do this directly or you can do dynamically also with the help of me. Okay, so here in this example also we created, where is the example? Yeah, here also in this example we created base abstract class pointer, though we cannot create its object, but we can create its pointer. So you can either directly using by using this you can create the class pointer, or with the help of new operator also you can create. An abstract class can have some implementations like properties and methods along with the pure virtual function, as we saw here. It can have its own member functions also in the above example. It can have its own function also. It can have other data members also. And an abstract class can have constructors too. When we derive a class from the abstract class, the derived class should override all the pure virtual functions in the abstract class. And if it is fails to do so, then the derived class will also become the abstract class. We have already discussed about this. Okay, so this is again a small example. Like I have shown here, the derived class, even derived class did not define the pure virtual function. So when we create object of this derived, it will show a compiler error, which is saying cannot declare variable d to be of abstract type derived, because all the following virtual functions are pure within derived virtual void base scope resolution operator show. So if we fails to define this show inside this particular class, it will become abstract class, and so as in the case of abstract class, you cannot create object of the derived class. So this was all about for today's video. So I suggest you that you execute all the examples at your own, whatever examples I have included in this video, and just keep the output as your assignments, or you can write these complete programs and the output in your own notebook also. So we will meet in next video with the new topic or next topic. Thank you so much.